Hello, my name is Lilyvet, and I am with Flow for Balance. Today, we're going to have a chat on emotional balance, and we're going to follow this up with a brief meditation. There are times when we find ourselves in an emotional turmoil. We are having a terrible moment, or a bad day, maybe even a bad week. We need to take a step back. We might feel like we need to get away and not sit still and take a breath. When our emotions or our situation is so out of control or overwhelming, perhaps at that very moment, it just doesn't work to sit, close your eyes, and take a breath. And so, what is it that we need at moments like these? It could be that instead of pulling on that thread that will make us unravel during this terrible situation where we might react and totally lose our cool, what we need is to find ourselves in a situation where we can make a choice and not find ourselves just losing control in that place where we have gone beyond our limit and feel like we just can't take it anymore. So what if we could actually take a step back, walk away for a few minutes, maybe 30 minutes, maybe even longer than that. Sometimes, depending on the situation, we can just take a long break, step back, reach out to someone who knows us really well, who has that calming effect. It could be a partner, it could be a friend, a sibling. I call it my 3 o'clock in the morning person. That person that is on our short list that you can count on whatever time of the day or night it is. What if you could go and perhaps exercise? If you're a person that needs physical, a physical break to help you unwind and get some of those endorphins pumping and flowing through your system. You could go for a run, do a yoga class, whether it's in a studio, in your office, or in your home. Go outside and ride your bike and go for that long hike. Perhaps if you're into reading a book, just putting things down and catching up on that book that you're really into would be something that you can do. Get a manicure or a pedicure or both and feel like it's something that is transporting you away and out of that situation that is just driving you crazy at that very moment and is making you spin out of control. What does all of this do? Hopefully, all of this is just removing you from that situation and bringing you toward a healthy balance. So if it's taking you away from that extreme and then bringing you closer into a middle ground in toward that healthy balance and away from that negative extreme and away from that intense emotional feeling where you are on the verge of reacting in an explosive manner and then more toward a feeling of stability and calm and rational judgment, where you have a little more clarity, where you can make decisions in a more controlled manner. That will allow you to respond to your situation as opposed to having that knee-jerk reaction that later you could possibly regret words, regret actions, and then feel, oh, just like it wasn't meant to be, or it didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen, or why did I say that? Things that you can't take back, actions that you can't take back, words that you can't take back. And it's not exactly that you are denying the situation that you are in, the emotions that you're feeling, or the reality that is happening. It is more that you are dealing with what is happening to you when you are finding yourself in a more balanced situation. You are going to engage with the matter at hand when you are better prepared mentally and emotionally to make the right decision. So you're not pushing it down and hiding things away, which a lot of us are guilty of doing. And then we say, oh, I'm strong because I can do that. Actually, that's it can be a lot more harmful for us in the long run when we push things down and then later they explode and bubble up. So we arm ourselves with the tools that will allow us to better address the matter at hand in a more balanced fashion, in a more clear fashion, instead of dealing with things when they're making us spin out of control. So work with your emotions when you're prepared to do so, not when you're in intense turmoil. It makes sense, right? 2 + 2 = 4, right? So doing that is actually your first step in your mindfulness journey. It doesn't actually have to be sitting down, closing your eyes, and taking a breath. Instead, what it can be is walking away, taking a step back, finding yourself in a more balanced mindset, and responding to a situation as opposed to reacting to a situation. And then that's your first step in mindfulness, where then you can later sit down, close your eyes, and take a breath. So reaching internal balance then becomes that mindfulness journey that we are all seeking. So while we are in a position now where most likely we are not experiencing emotional turmoil, let's work on building our toolkit to reach that emotional balance. So won't you join me on this next few steps that we have in our next meditation? Balance is essential in our meditation practice. As we continue to practice working with our emotions and building this balance, we can start to build our emotional agility and resilience. This isn't something that happens overnight. This requires patience and time, forgiveness and kindness. So let's start to do some of this practice where we can find some ways to return to balance when we feel overwhelmed. Finding a comfortable seated posture where your back is straight but not rigid. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Take your breath all the way down to the belly by just letting your belly relax. Let your breath move past the chest and just let the belly go. Feel the weight of your body just sitting on the chair or the cushion. Feel your feet on the ground. As you are here just sitting, allow your shoulders to melt away from your ears and feel an intention and commitment to the purpose of your meditation. Whenever an emotion is too intense to handle, one of the primary ways to come into balance is to place your attention somewhere else. It's very likely that you are not experiencing a very intense emotion at this moment, so this is the best time to practice this method. So if you are comfortable with this, start to focus your attention on your hands, just feeling any sensations in your hands, letting go of the breath and letting go of any sensations in the rest of the body. So just feeling the sensations in your hands. You might notice warmth, coolness, tingling, moisture. Just feeling any sensations in your hands. These may change as you focus on them. It can actually be helpful and grounding to have something that is neutral to rest your attention on, such as your hands, in the face of something that can be difficult or extremely challenging. Feeling the direct sensations of our hands takes us out of that uncontrollable spin we might find ourselves in and transfers us into something that is concrete, tangible, and neutral. Remember that if at any moment you feel your thoughts come and go, that's completely natural. Just acknowledge that you have those thoughts and come back to the meditation with kindness. If you prefer, you could allow your attention to settle in your feet, noticing any sensations you might be experiencing in your feet, any tingling, numbness, moisture, pressure, even pain. Simply connect with any sensations you might be experiencing in your feet. Sometimes an emotion can be so intense that although we take it out to the extremes of our body, such as your hands and your feet, that may still seem a bit too close for us, and it may still be difficult to handle. It's as if there's some sort of magnetic pull to that particular emotion. So if you feel that way, perhaps widen the scope and take your focus to a greater range around you. Perhaps notice the sounds around you, the ambient sounds in the room, like the hum of a fan or an air conditioner, the ticking of a clock, the sounds of traffic outside your window, or maybe the birds chirping outside. Just connect your intention to the experience of sounds. If you still notice that you are getting pulled into that strong emotion, perhaps practice this meditation with your eyes open. You don't always have to practice meditating with your eyes closed. Not all people do or want to. So if your eyes are closed, maybe you'll want to experience gently opening your eyes. slowly turn to your sight. See what it feels like. Look wherever you want to without coming out of your posture. Maybe you'll want to rest on colors, focus on shapes. This is a sort of choiceless awareness, so make this experience your experience. This is your mindfulness of seeing. If you've opened your eyes and would like to close them once more, please do so. In this meditation, we are connecting to our environment through our senses. When we do this, it helps to ground our nervous system, and it takes us to a calmer place. It takes us out of the spin of a strong emotion, a painful story, or a difficult experience. So if an emotion is too strong, working with one of these senses will allow you to come back into balance and put your attention elsewhere. So to end our meditation, let's take those 3 grounding, cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, taking care to take that breath all the way down into the belly, letting that belly go by just relaxing it. And when you're ready, gently opening the eyes and reconnecting to the world around you. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, have a great day.